let's be clear. I have been going on here today and other days, and I've gone on here and I've looked at people's videos, and hey, they're great when they're doing Atkins, stuff. But when they're calling it ketosis, keto diet, when they're actually doing the, God, is my damn bird going crazy today. I just wish I could get his larynx cut out. I think I'm gonna look into it. But anyway, when their people are going on here calling their diets keto diets, bullshit. If you're doing Atkins, you're doing Atkins, not keto. Keto and Atkins is different. There is a fine line. No, there's a big ass line. Okay? And believe you guys know me. You know I love Atkins diet and plan and things like that. But it's frustrating to me to see people on here, and my hair's a mess, but not on the tractor. Let me see if I can pin it up. But it's frustrating to me to see people on here referring to their diet as a keto plan when it's not. And why I'm addressing this is because, I really didn't really understand the gravity of ketosis, diet until like in September and of last year. I heard of it when on the old Atkins diet book by John Atkins that he did back in the late 70s. He did when he wrote about ketosis. But he only had a small part in there about it. He didn't have too much information on it. So I kind of got a concept of it then, but I had no idea the gravity of ketosis. No idea in the health benefits of ketosis. And it's confusing to people like me. What's happened to me is going on here and on Facebook groups when they're referring to the diet plan as a ketosis, keto adaptation, and places like that, and they're referring to it as a keto plan. Well, it's not a keto plan that I've been finding, and I can go into this more detail. I don't have long, but it's confusing to people. Like, let me just use. I'm a perfect example, okay? And if you remember last year, back in September, I found out more on this ketosis diet, and I was reading a book called Keto Clarity and so forth by Jimmy Moore. And I went into these groups and watching these YouTube videos on here with misinformed information, such as I'm talking about now, talking about, oh, you do ketosis, I'm eating this, I'm doing that, and da-da-da-da-da. And I was really, really doing good. And let me tell you, I was doing wonderful. I wasn't only losing weight, I was waking up in the morning with a skip in my step. I mean, I was just wanting to go. I wasn't feeling tired and burned out and all this stuff. Because in ketosis, you don't have that issue. You don't. Now, Atkins, you do. Now, there you do. I know you do because I've done it. I've lost 100 pounds on Atkins back in what was it, 98? I lost 100 pounds in 6 months. But I didn't have the energy like I do with ketosis. So I'm going off base again. Point is that, Atkins is a good diet. It's a wonderful diet for people for losing weight and becoming more healthy and things. But ketosis is the bridge from that. Or it's so much more complex and so much more healthier. And what it does, you don't only lose weight, you become pristine in your body inside. You cleanse, you clean yourself up inside. Your vascular system is renewed, your lungs are renewed, your whole body starts becoming reborn from the inside out. Okay? Atkins doesn't do that. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You will have a detox time and things like that, but nothing to the point of keto clarity. Okay? And for you all that are posting these damn videos and confusing people like myself, like you did last year before I became more informed, it confused me. It caused me to crash. It caused me, I started listening to your advice and things, and it caused me to go out of ketosis. And I became so upset with it and everything, and I thought it was me that was doing something wrong because I started listening to you all. Well, you can eat this, and go ahead, don't, because I'm going to tell you, I was eating 70% fat, 25% protein, and 5% carbs. I was not eating anything processed. I wasn't consuming Splenda and all this other stuff. I wasn't consuming the dairy products. I was doing true ketosis. Now, I would have a little bit of heavy whipping cream and some cheeses, but very light because I just did. And I'd have my butter, only grass-fed butter, my MCT oils, and so forth like that. And then when I was listening to these people on here on YouTube tell them, oh, well, you could do this, try this, do that, do this, it just threw me off. I lost 28 pounds in less than a month. I did. And if you go back into my videos, you will see that I did. And I was feeling wonderful. I wasn't dragging ass. I wasn't feeling tired. I was feeling renewed inside. Okay? I really was. But my point is, please, please, for God's sake, stop putting that shit out there and calling Atkins. When you're doing Atkins, know the difference. Or do your research. Know the difference. So you're not throwing a wrench in my motor and other people's motor who's really trying to achieve a goal of pure health. Because that's what you're doing. That is exactly what you're doing. There's a girl on here she's got pretty long blonde hair, a little short girl, and she's a real pretty little girl. And she's doing good. I mean, I like what she's doing. It's great. But sitting there and her calling it a ketosis diet keto, no, 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 darling. Um, you're not doing keto. You may be doing something what you think is close to keto, but it's not keto. If you guys really want to know what keto is, watch Stephanie Pearson's on here. The skateboarder chick, Stephanie Pearson, pro skateboarder. She's on skateboarder, pro skateboarder 8 or whatever. She's on Facebook too. Listen to her, watch her, listen to her, what she's doing. And she tells you, she gives you wonderful information. And she keeps you on track with the true keto. So you go into ketosis and you stay in ketosis, okay? Because if you're not in you're just not in. You're not doing the true keto if you're not doing what she's telling you. Also, another one is Jimmy Moore, who wrote Keto Clarity, and there are quite a few others on here. And stop confusing people. God, please. I was doing so good until I took a lot of your advice on here that didn't know what the hell you were talking about. I am not going to go off of Jimmy Moore and them's diet plan again. So that way, I not only become thin, I become more healthy. And just becoming more healthy, you'll reap the benefits of becoming more thin. Because overweight people are not truly healthy. They have a metabolic disorder, like I do, and many other people who are thin who have metabolic disorder. And that's what it's for, is curing that. So please, put Atkins or low carb on your video blogs or whatever you call them. Not keto, because you're confusing people. Just word. So stop fucking with people's heads and causing them to burn and crash.